Welcome to the first installment of the Twitter Files, a series based on thousands of internal documents obtained from sources within Twitter. These documents reveal the inner workings of one of the world's largest and most influential social media platforms and tell a story of a mechanism built by humans that has grown beyond their control. Imagine yourself tweeting away, arguing over the Donald Trump Senate acquittal, maybe even discussing the Abraham Accords being signed, and most likely voicing frustrations over the pandemic. Then, October 14th, 2020 hits, when suddenly you receive a link from your friend on nothing more than the Hunter Biden laptop story. Naturally, you read the article and you realize just how big the news is, and you go straight to Twitter to spread awareness of this horrific story and its obvious implications, only to find that the story and sharing it has been banned. Then you start to see labels of the story being unsafe. Naturally, you start to wonder why this is. The story was literally posted by the New York Times. Come to find out, the reasons why that this was happening is much more stark than imagined. Twitter was initially designed as a tool for enabling instant mass communication and facilitating real-time global conversation. In its early stages, it lived up to its mission statement of giving people the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. However, as time passed, the company was forced to implement tools for controlling speech to combat spam and financial fraud. These tools eventually were used for other purposes, such as deleting tweets at the request of outside parties. By 2020, requests from connected actors to delete tweets had become routine. One executive would write to another saying, "More to review from the Biden team," and the reply would be, "Handled." Both the Trump White House and the Biden campaign had access to these tools and the requests were honored. However, the system was not balanced. It was based on contacts, and because Twitter was overwhelmingly staffed by people of one political affiliation, there were more channels for complaints by the left. That means Democrats than the right. This led to a slant in content moderation decisions, as evidenced by the internal documents and confirmed by multiple current and former high-level executives. Now, let's move on to the first part of the Twitter Files. How and why Twitter blocked the Hunter Biden laptop story. On October 14th, 2020, the New York Post published an article based on the contents of Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop. Twitter took extraordinary measures to suppress the story, removing links and posting warnings that the story might be unsafe, even going as far to block its transmission by direct message, a tool that had only been previously used in extreme cases, such as child pornography. White House spokeswoman Kayleigh McEnany was locked out of her account for tweeting the story, prompting a letter of protest from White House staffer Mike Hahn. This led public policy executive Caroline Strom to inquire about this situation. Several employees noted that there was tension between the comms/policy teams, who had little control over moderation, and the safety trust teams. The decision to remove the laptop story was made at the highest levels of the company, but without the knowledge of CEO Jack Dorsey. Former head of legal policy and trust Vijaya played a key role in this decision. According to a former employee, they just freelanced it. The excuse given was a violation of the company's hacked materials policy, but within a few hours, it became clear this would not hold up, but no one had the courage to reverse the decision. You can see the confusion and disagreement among employees in the following exchange, which includes Vijaya and former Trust and Safety Chief Yoel Roth. Comms official Trenton Kennedy writes, "I'm struggling to understand how this is a hacked materials case." Roth replies, "It's not. It's a case of applying our hacked materials policy proactively. The decision to suppress the laptop story was not a one-time event. It was part of a pattern of censorship at Twitter." This story opens a lot of what-ifs. It is easy to say that the story could have had an impact on the outcome of the 2020 election. This overall is a huge eye-opener into the level of censorship happening on social media and gives way to the premise of election interference and the suppression of truth as we know it. In the following installments of the Twitter Files, we will examine more examples of this censorship and the reasons behind it. Stay tuned for more revelations from within the walls of Twitter.